knows, I'm a professional dog trainer my entire life. I have cared for, hundreds of other people's dogs in various capacities. And my whole thing, my motto, my take, my creed is to make sure the dogs always went home better than they arrived, whether it be behaviorally, health-wise, physically, cleaner. It's just how it's supposed to be. And also, I always took on people's pets, even when they were in front of me with the client in a 1-hour training session. I treat them with the same love, regard, and empathy that I would do my own pets. Maybe you remember about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I shared a horrible experience, and I've had even one before that, with someone who is a professional dog trainer who neglected my Rottweiler, Sue, back then, left him in a kennel for multiple days. He came back thin, covered in piss. His kennel was filthy. Some strange, drugged out person dropped my dog off. Terrible. And it made me really cautious, where literally the past, again, almost 2 years, I was very hesitant to go anywhere, and when I did, it would be someone like staying at my home, and I was always worried because of that. And I had to go to Aruba last week to visit the school that I'm going to be attending, and it was just for 3 days, and I needed someone to watch my dog, and it was referred to me, and it was someone who I had met and seemed like a solid person who gets it and can handle my dogs. And I think that person did have the best intention and probably did love my dogs and knew how to handle them. But I also gave very specific instructions about their feeding, and I'll tell you the story. And I'm recording this today, not yesterday, when this all played out, because I was so frustrated. I don't think I'd be able to articulate a video like this, and I'll come off as angry and the bad guy and say all these terrible things about it. And I slept on it, and I'm still not pleased about it, but I just want to share this as a cautionary tale. Because you got to be careful, because these are people that have been vetted, referred to. I wouldn't even use like a big commercial space, because you have no idea who's interacting with your dogs or how many moving parts are going on there that could affect your dog's mental and physical well-being, right? So I always had like in someone's home, or someone again come to my home. Sorry, I'm just getting over being sick, so my voice sucks. So I was very strict with both my dogs. Minnie is a greedy little girl, my little Yorkie, and she will eat limitless. She will just continue to eat till she's bloated out. At one time, I accidentally left a food dish on the floor a couple years ago, and she ate the Rottweiler's food. I had to she looked like twice the size. It was terrible. So I says, quarter cup twice a day, no treats, nothing else. She'll be fine. She might ask for it. Don't give in. And then even more crucial was Sue's feeding instructions, which was he cannot even lick something other than his established dry kibble, because he had parvo as a puppy, parvovirus, and he really, I've done it. I want to feed him so many, extra proteins and stuff, and unless it's bland and cooked, and again, that's something I'm going to dictate when I know he's on the right cycle, he's going to get very sick. So when I picked my dogs up Thursday morning, I noticed Minnie was so bloated she couldn't even jump in the car. Usually she jumps on my bed, and she kept misfiring. I was like, oh man, and she just felt, I'm like, oh, he overfed her, or maybe she got into something. And she's a little sneak. Granted, Minnie will find an opportunity. So I didn't blame too much for that. But then Sue was acting a little funny, and I didn't, the day we got him home, really see him. I just sent him in the yard to go potty, assuming he was fine. Well, yesterday, I did notice he had some loose stool in the morning, and my dogs come with me a lot of times when I'm out working with clients, so we're driving around, and he's whining and pacing, and you can see he's calm back there. It's his normal state. He's chilling. And I'm like, come on, man, are you just antsy because I'm back home from my trip or something? And I let him out again at a park before a client's house, and he had some, diarrhea, and I'm thinking oh, he got into something. Again, I'm not fully going to accuse till I really understand the scope of the situation. And then I went into a client's house after that, and it was only an hour. And if you worry, because that's their first stupid thought, especially California people, I have a Tesla with dog mode. It stays 64 degrees, cooler than it is in the house that I'm working, and also there's a monitor, so if anything fails, it alerts my phone, and then I'll go out and deal with it. And again, he was a little antsy, but I thought he had just pooped. He'll be okay for the hour. I get out of the session. I opened the trunk just to check on him and refill his water dish, and he had a bloody blowout, the poor guy, in the back of my car here. Fortunately, I had like a cover on the back, but it was still everywhere. I spent the greater part of last night with the rug shampoo or trying to get it. And more importantly, the poor guy was not, I mean, how good could you feel if you're literally shooting blood out of your ass, right? So it's just terrible. And this is the issue, and this is again why I want to make this a cautionary tale. I don't want to complain, I don't want to out anybody. I just want to warn you, if you're a dog owner, even if you give specific instructions, someone like me is a dog trainer, which is a referral source for any one of these people who, you know, does a pet care business. So you probably want to do right, so I continue to send business your way and not open my big mouth to say something about this experience. And, you know, again, I won't. I like the person who did this, but I also will never use them again to care for my dogs. And even worse, I'm going to be so cautious. I mean, I'm going to cancel any trips I have planned, because unless they're coming with me, I'm just not going to. I don't want to worry about it. I don't want to know that I go away for 3 days and I come back and my dog is so sick. He's better today. There's a protocol we do, you know, when a dog gets sick like that. I'm keeping an eye on him. He does feel better today. But the fact that he had to deal with that I had to deal with that. When I was not like just here's my dogs, I gave, not in verbal, text. So it's there, it's documented, these specific instructions of how much to feed my Yorkie, exactly what he needed, as far as you got to be careful. He cannot eat a crumb off the floor. His digestive system has been compromised because when he was 7 months old, he had parvovirus and it destroyed that. And although he's a very healthy dog now, I have to be very, very disciplined about what he eats. And I found one special food. Here's how it goes. Like, I'm moving to Aruba in August for my school, and I'm already stressing out over how I'm going to get this one food from that I feed them down there, because they don't carry it there and they won't deliver to Aruba. So that's the level that it's such an important thing that 5-6 months before I even move, I'm already trying to do the footwork and figure out how I'm going to get him his food that he can only eat to where we're going to be living, right? And again, I'm doing all this effort because I know how important it is, and I stress it in the message, and the person still lets my dog eat whatever the heck it wanted, and he's having bloody blowouts. In my car or not, I don't care. I just feel terrible for this poor guy. And he's such a nice dog, and he's such a good dog, and so well potty trained, that he was trying so hard to hold it, and, you know, just because he doesn't want to mess up. He wants to do right, but he couldn't help it. So that's a little frustrating. Again, this is someone who I was directly referred to, who seemed like a good one and all that stuff. And this is the best you're going to get. This is really a function of people. They're just not putting the care, the effort, the empathy. Like I prefaced this video with, I treat my clients' dogs the same I would treat my own dogs. My dogs are my children. I know other people's dogs are their children, and people should never have to worry about what goes on when they're, you know, behind closed doors with their pets, with their children, in anything. And that's what happens. We either have people that do gross neglect and abuse, right? We see that lady in Lake Hughes who had over 300 animals in her house, and everyone's making excuses, and she was just caring and all that. Go see how the dogs are. Go see the pictures that they're starting to release from the animal shelters of what really went on. And again, like, someone who, like, was just, you know, again, not that extreme and meant well, still fucked my dogs up. This is just the reality of this, you know. It's so frustrating, because someone who is living this life and has cared for so many other people's dogs and never once had something like this happen, it's just really disappointing. It causes me to have anxiety of having my own pets cared for in the future. And again, as a dog trainer 30 years, who I hope someone listens to my advice, I would like you to hear this tale and be very, very cautious about who you let watch your pets, because it can go awry very, very quickly. Okay, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and all that stuff too for more content. Thanks.